Waste management is a crucial part of any successful livestock operation. Commercial operations can create substantial amounts of pollution that can affect groundwater and air quality, which can be detrimental to the health of people and wildlife that are exposed. Fortunately, there are people taking steps and developing new methods of waste disposal for commercial livestock operations that will cause manure to be viewed as less of a waste and more of a valuable resource. CAFOs, or concentrated animal feeding operations, which include most modern hog farms, are some of the largest contributors to groundwater pollution in the United States. The two most common methods of manure disposal on commercial farms are storage lagoons and using manure to fertilize crops. However, the most common sources of pollution to groundwater related to CAFOs are from storage lagoons that leak or overflow and farmers over-fertilizing their crops with the manure. A cropland can only absorb a certain amount of nutrients within a given time period, and most farmers tend to over-fertilize a lot, and the manure just ends up in the groundwater. Manure contamination of groundwater is concerning for many reasons. Water contaminated with manure is high in nitrates, which can cause chronic health problems, as well as harmful bacteria found in manure such as E. coli and Campylobacter. Another environmental concern with CAFO waste management is air quality. When animal manure decomposes, a mixture containing organic compounds, greenhouse gases, bacteria, and other particles that affect air quality are produced. Workers on farms where animals are raised inside are at risk of developing respiratory illnesses. Many of the gases and particles produced from the manure can cause respiratory problems in people who are exposed over long periods of time. Greenhouse gases such as methane and hydrogen sulfide are also produced when manure decomposes, and livestock operations create significant amounts of these gases each year. Because the pollutants are aerosolized, their effects can be seen over very large areas and can affect many different parts of the ecosystem. Because the environmental effects of CAFOs, like commercial swine operations, are becoming more mainstream and gaining attention from the media, many steps have been taken to reduce the environmental impact of livestock operations. In 2003, the EPA revised its policies on water quality related to livestock operations and has since increased its enforcement of these regulations. The EPA is also working with many CAFOs, including many major swine producers, on developing and implementing regulations and protocols for reducing air pollution. There's also a large amount of research being done to develop waste management technologies that are more environmentally friendly. In 2000, the state of North Carolina entered an agreement with Smithfield Foods and Premium Standard Foods, known as the Smithfield Agreement, in which the two companies agreed to fund and develop new, cleaner methods of waste management. Through this agreement, many different technologies have been developed that are effective in reducing air and water pollution. Several of the technologies, including biomass digesters and gasifiers, have been created that not only reduce pollution, but utilize manure as an energy source, which reduces the amount of electricity required that comes from commercial power plants. Commercial livestock operations are important to our way of life, but they pose a significant ecological threat. They contribute to water and air pollution, which have long-lasting and far-reaching impacts, including adverse health effects and global warming. However, there are many people out there trying to figure out ways to decrease these negative effects and even make the situation into a beneficial one.